United Automobile workers say time's up. Just before midnight, they began a national strike against General Motors when negotiations failed to produce a deal. 13 News' Allison Baker speaks to union members in Bowling Green who say they don't expect to roll any Corvettes off the line anytime soon.
Allison Baker, 13 News. I'm here on Corvette Drive, where behind me UAW is currently on strike. Now, members from the local post did fly up to Detroit, Michigan, where they were meeting with General Motors. Their contract ended with General Motors on Saturday night.
We want equal pay and equal work for everybody. If you're doing the same job, you should be getting the same money. They string people along for a good job. They never give it to them, just drag that carrot. And these people have been in our plant 3 years and doing the same work for less money. That's wrong.
Now, they've been working for negotiations the past 2 days, and that ended up with UAW going on strike here in Bowling Green at 10:59 p.m.
Employees that work hard day in, day out in these communities, they fail to put product in there to keep them gainfully employed, so they just disperse them. And they call that a job offer. They rip them out of their communities, out of their homes, take them away from their families, and it's time. Enough is enough.
This is a nationwide strike, but members here went on strike at 10:59. Now, they say that they will continue to be on strike until their key factors in their negotiations with General Motors are met. The UAW is on their third full day on strike outside the Corvette plant. Members from the union began their strike Sunday night at 11 p.m. Yesterday, GM announced they would be cutting off their health benefits, which the UAW members thought they would have until the end of the month. The local shop chairman said he wasn't shocked GM did this, but he is disappointed. Luckily, the union will provide health coverage while members continue to strike.
Yet another benefit of being part of the UAW and a union such as ours is that in the event that the company and the union stay at that impasse, the union will pick up our health care costs for the time being.
UAW members are outside picketing, and with this heat, it is important to stay hydrated. With the support of the local community and other unions from around Kentucky, they have plenty of water and food to go around.
Oh my goodness, we're blessed. This community has just been donating. I've had people coming from Tennessee, calling me up, what can you use, what do you need? We are very blessed to have the community we have. They're reaching out to us, and we're very thankful.
There's still no telling how long this strike will last. GM and the UAW are still in Detroit, Michigan, trying to work out a deal. We will continue to update you on the latest developments as their strike continues.
We are UAW!
UAW members gathered beginning at 4:30 Friday morning, with every car and truck passing by chanting UAW.
We've had a lot of people coming out additional time as to what they're scheduled, but today was just, we wanted to have a show of force, to let, again, not only the company know, but to let the public know that we appreciate their support and make sure the company understands we're going to keep coming out here in force until we get what we need.
The Corvette plant brings in hundreds of jobs to the Bowling Green community, and with a second shift being added soon, UAW members would like to get back to work in the near future.
Well, yeah, he's talking about adding jobs too. We got probably 40 or 50 people coming in this Monday. I mean, every week we got more and more people coming in, so that's lost revenue. So it adds up. I mean, it really adds up when you add that many people into the equation. It's not a win for anybody until we get back to work. So hopefully it comes to some kind of resolution so we can get back in there.
Until that resolution is made and UAW members are notified, their strike will continue outside the Corvette plant.
Well, I mean, we, at the point, really until we get word from Detroit that they've reached some kind of tentative agreement, we're going to continue to do what we're supposed to do. We haven't gotten that word yet, so again, we'll keep coming out in force until then.
And we know they're talking because they're not talking to anybody else. I mean, if they're not saying anything, they're behind closed doors talking, so that's a good sign.
We will continue to keep you updated on their strike as it continues. Reporting in Bowling Green, Allison Baker, 13 News.
While in town this morning, Kentucky Attorney General Andy Beshear stopped by the UAW picket line just outside the Corvette plant. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Brandon Jarrett. Gene Burke has the night off. Reporter Allison Baker caught up with the Attorney General on the front lines.
UAW has officially entered into day 10 on their strike from General Motors. Local Post 2164 has been outside the Corvette plant for over a week picketing, showing their solidarity. And today, Attorney General Andy Beshear was there and made it known to the UAW members that he was for their movement and for the working class in America.
Well, the workers here know that they're not just fighting for workers in this plant, but workers all across this country, both in the UAW and in other places. It's about making sure that we have a vibrant middle class, about making sure that people are being treated fairly. And what I love is you see people coming together. You know, Kentucky is full of amazing families, and those families are going to stick up for each other.
Bashir has not been the only political figure stopping by the main gate to show support for the UAW.
I support our union workers, and this is my second time stopping out here at the main gate to show my support for the UAW.
Again, it continues to be very humbling to see the support that we're getting from not only the community, but now some of the individuals that are political figures, in the state and in the county.
Also today, hundreds of UAW members were registering for their strike pay benefits, where they will receive $250 a week if they meet all of their allocated shift requirements. They also were able to register for their health care that the union provides for no cost. Now the UAW and General Motors are still in Detroit, Michigan, talking.
So we do get updates that they are continuing to sit at the table. So we assume that progress is continuing to be made throughout the days.
Reporting in Bowling Green, Allison Baker, 13 News.
And union members say they're not sure when a deal will be made with General Motors, but they're hopeful a resolution can be made within the next week.
UAW, we are UAW.
UAW is closing in on its third week of being on strike from General Motors, and negotiations between the two have taken a turn in the wrong direction.
We did receive a update from Detroit and from our international union staff this morning that negotiations, at least from the company's proposal, had regressed some.
And according to Local 2164, this news is not shocking to hear, but is disappointing. Members collected their second strike pay check today and continue to picket outside the Corvette plant and are continuing to receive support from the community.
Yeah, the Ford Local, they came down to support us. They've been excellent. They've been, awesome in their relief efforts for us. They brought down some pizzas, some chicken wings. They spent some time out on the picket line with us.
This strike doesn't just affect those working in the plants, but it also affects consumers as well.
But there is a parts shortage across the nation, so unfortunately a lot of the customers that may be awaiting repair on their vehicle from a certified dealership, they're having to wait a little bit longer because unfortunately they can't get the part.
And with no one working in the Corvette plant right now, the older model Corvettes aren't being finished, which means the newer model cannot be made until all the old ones are done. There's no telling when General Motors and the United Auto Workers will come to a deal. For now, reporting in Bowling Green, Allison Baker, 13 News.